the greatest of sleepers. She's never really got into the completely different cycle of sleep patterns that we have here, and she kicks me a lot during the night. And what I find doing, rather than just tossing and turning in bed, I'll go downstairs and I'll make myself a glass of water. I load up my platform and I sit there. I've got more than just Ferrari in my portfolio, you can probably imagine. I sit there and I watch over 30, 40 different companies, and the green and red arrows all become quite mesmerising, and I'm able to, almost fall asleep in my kitchen, drag myself back up to bed, and she can kick me as much as she wants. As long as I see my things in the green, I tend to sleep very well that night. A great tool to have. Like I said, anything that you have in your portfolio, right, this would be a way to track and follow your portfolio status. Wonderful, sir. Okay, the watch list, please. Yes, absolutely. And the main focal point that you're going to have there is going to be the graph. And that graph is going to be the S&P 500 index of US listed shares. And you can see, if you look slightly above the graph, you can see in a long rectangular box, it says SPX 500, number 1, 30, 1H and 1D. They're different variations of time from the Cova back, and you can see that 1D has been highlighted in blue. That's how you have this right now. It's going back to prior to July. Okay, and if you continue skimming across the top there's another blue button that's highlighted, and if you put your mouse over it, the word candles will appear. And what you're looking at, the graph that you have there, is in what's known as a candle formation. Are you familiar with this in any way? Over the one that's highlighted blue, and if you go more to the right, 1, 2, 3, the candles. Okay, now look, I've worked in finance for close to 20 years, and I'm still mastering the candle formations. What I find easier, and yourself maybe you can have a play around with this later, but if you go to the next box along, it says area, you click that, then see a new version of the graph, much easier to read, setting this up. Do you see that? Absolutely, and I would suggest, I might be completely wrong, I suggest to everybody though, using the area. It's just a lot easier to read a graph when you're looking at an area rather than the information. Okay, but that's for yourself. What will happen is that Mr. London will be in contact with you, and he will ask you and he will explain to you how to add stocks to the watch list. When he has recommendations, he might call you up and say, hey, do you want to put this company in the watch list? Keep a look over it for the next week or the next month. Something might be happening on the horizon. He'll also explain to you at a later date how you can add your own companies to the watch list. I don't know if you ever talk with your next door neighbour, as nice a gentleman as he might be, he may loan you his lawnmower every now and again, but would you actually trust his investment advice? If you speak with Mr. London and say, look, I was chatting with a neighbour last night, he's telling me about what a great investment stock this is, Mr. London can say, well, look, we'll do some due diligence at this end for you, and he'll be able to come back in a day or a week and say, hey, you need to remortgage your home, you need to sell off your classic car collection because you need to get as much as you can and put it into this investment, or he'll come back and say, hey, look, continue to borrow your next door neighbour's lawnmower. Let's not follow his investment advice today, though, because this doesn't look like a good opportunity. Okay, another option available to you. If we can click now, please, sir, to where it says transaction history. You've clicked it, wonderful. Now, you're seeing there 3 sub-tabs. The first tab says options trading, the second says stock trading overview, and the third is the funding overview. Are you familiar with options trading at all? Yeah, options trading is something I would deter people from looking into too closely, for the simple reason I suggest that options trading is probably the closest form of gambling that there is in the investment world. I've had family members have contacted me in the years gone by, and they've said, James, look, I'm considering involving myself in an options trade. And I say, well, hold on a minute. Look, I'm back in the UK, whether it's a month or 6, whenever. And I say, look, what we will do is, whatever kind of money you're thinking about putting into this, I would withdraw the same amount from the bank, from my personal account. And what we do is that we go to the casino. We'd be just as well off. Okay, I'm born on the 27th of December. I'd put all my money onto the number 27 on the roulette table, and I'd suggest to my family member putting all of their money onto their birthday number also. There's as much chance of that ball dropping into that number on the roulette table as there is of an options trade going well. Rewards are ginormous. You can become a millionaire overnight. However, the risk that goes along with it, it really doesn't bode well. And we strongly suggest to people, if you're a gambler, or if you've got addictions or any inclinations towards gambling, that you shouldn't really be opening up an account like this, okay? If it's something you'd like to learn about later, that say oil, for instance, would be trading at a certain price. If it goes up and hits that target, obviously you become rich. Doesn't hit that target, it moves in the other direction.